Welcome to the Stories for Seniors March program.
This month we have both original written works and works by other authors performed by our members. Please enjoy.
Hi, my name is Una, and today I'll be reading The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Thank you. Poem that I wrote called Roses. The pleasant fragrance of roses drifts into my room. I've always cherished watching them bloom. Plucking at them tears at my heart, because they're such a work of art. I'm enchanted by all their colorful petals. They are ever so fragile and gentle. I enjoy gathering some fond mysteries, as my mom elegantly places one on me. The delicate burst of captivation across my cheek, despite being very meek, draws much attention to me, like a flower to a bee. During winter, I miss them. From their flowers to the stem, some sprout in fall, not many at all. But spring is an inspiration to forget their stagnation. There's nothing to ponder about. Spring is the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amila, and I'm going to be reading a poem that I wrote called Masked. I wear a mask over my face, or I wore a mask is rather the case. Polished porcelain hard as tack, but even porcelain begins to crack. Turn back the clock to when it all started, when my vulnerability departed. I had all I wanted, yes, all of it, what I now realize most people would covet, and yet I took it all for granted. With privilege, I was disenchanted. In my mind, I built a world, into which I had been hurled. In this world, I was tortured, beaten. I had to fight back, to dig my feet in. And in this world, I was all alone. No family, no friends, no house, no home. But here I had long-awaited independence, and in my mind, this was transcendence. I thought I was strong for this isolation, self-imposed in the world of my creation, and so I built myself a mask, to hide my monumental inner task. I convinced myself I had to wear it, to deal with my life, to silently bear it. Asking for help was out of the question. My emotions were locked in self-suppression. An extrovert by nature, a recluse by choice. Although truth, not choice, said my inner voice. The pressure built up over months and years, a massive wall of unshed tears. My mind world was made up now only in name, for my mask and my face were now one and the same. I was lost in a bottomless pit of despair, and still I believe that I never could share my struggle, my long-gone rotten game of victim mentality, of constant blame. Because all that I suffered, I forced on myself, and it was I who forbid myself from help. And yet I was in too deep to get out. I had chosen to set off down a perilous route, of thinking I could do everything alone, of believing that I was truly on my own. My treasured facade began to break. It was only a matter of how long it would take before the world, the real one, saw me plain, a fake, with strength I had only feigned. It was my deepest fear that they would think me a fraud for being only human, imperfect and flawed. And that made me wonder what the purpose was in creating this world. What was the cause? Why did life have to be this way? A change set into motion that day. I wear a mask over my face, or I wore a mask is rather the case. I lifted it off, saw myself anew, learned that as I loved others, I could love myself too. Sometimes I slip, put the mask back on, but each time I throw it farther, one day it will be gone. There is beauty in the world more than I had thought. I no longer seek a world that is frightfully fraught with trouble, when this world is my home, with family, with friends, where I am no longer alone, where I have comfort at my fingertips, where I am grateful for my privilege and its gifts, where I can ask for help with life and its tasks, where I no longer have to wear my mask. Thank you. I'm going to be reading another poem that I wrote called All Is Right. Stay up with me a little longer. I'm afraid to close my eyes. When you're here, I'm a little stronger. You help to quiet my cries. Come sit by me and hold me tight. You're by my side and all is right. My demons, they come when it's dark, from the corners of my mind. The fire of trauma needs only a spark, and I'm a match, scared and blind. But you drive them all far out of sight. You're by my side and all is right. When they came, she was overpowered. I couldn't stand my ground. Left my lover like a coward. Her body was never found. I chose wrong in fight or flight, but you're by my side and all is right. I'll let you go to sleep now. I'm not scared anymore. But stay with me, don't disavow that you were keeping score. And though I won, we met the same plight. Now you're by my side and all is right. I came after you with fury and a need to avenge her life. I am both judge and jury, wasn't afraid to use my knife. But then you pulled your trigger out of spite, and yet you're by my side and all is right. Our funerals were on different days, our wounds were stitched and sealed. Both our families prayed, their hurt hadn't begun to heal. The full moon rose, pale and bright, you're by my side and all is right. They lowered the coffins into the ground, soaked by the pouring rain. I'm not alone as the sun goes down. Beside you I am lain. Cold gray headstones in dawn's first light. I got my revenge, you're by my side, and finally, all is right. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our February Stories for Seniors program. For more information regarding our organization, check out the website linked in the